Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Joe's Movie Lounge. I'm your host, Joe Williams, the film critic of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. If you read the Memorial Day box office, which I am professionally obliged to do, you might have seen that Night at the Museum 2, Battle of the Smithsonian, actually kicked butt over Terminator Salvation. I think about 70-some-odd million to 50-some-odd million. I found that pretty good news. Terminator Salvation is a mess of a movie. I admit I'm not a fanboy. I don't really get a lot of the sort of comic book sci-fi exploding objects movies. But even by those standards, I thought this was a pretty incoherent action sci-fi movie. After 4 movies, I still have no idea why this computer network called Skynet is building these battle bots to wipe out the human race. It's sort of a given in the series that you know why all this stuff is going on, but I have no idea what's going on in the Terminator movies. They were kind of fun 20-some-odd years ago when Arnold Schwarzenegger was in them, and they had catchphrases, and they were sort of unapologetically fascistic movies. But now they're so long in the tooth and so far removed from any kind of inspiration or humor or fun that I don't know why they're making these things. And I say that as somebody who actually liked the Charlie's Angels movies, which were directed by this guy McG. McG has directed Terminator Salvation, and he's done it without a lot of wit or style. The star this time around is not Arnold Schwarzenegger, but Christian Bale. Christian Bale plays the character that all the fanboys know is called John Connor. John Connor is prophesied to be the savior of humanity. Someday in the future, he's going to stop the robots from taking over the world. There's all kinds of time travel stuff involved in the Terminator series, so his mother was impregnated by a guy from the future, and now John Connor is old enough to stop the robots from taking over the world. But first, he's got to find the guy who will be his father, who's played by young Anton Yelchin, who lives in bombed-out Los Angeles circa 2018. Eventually, John Connor, Christian Bale, has to send this guy back in time to impregnate his mother. I don't get it either. Now, as in the Dark Knight, Christian Bale is overshadowed here by a co-star. The guy's name is Sam Worthington, and Sam Worthington plays this half-human, half-robot guy who John Connor, Christian Bale, can't decide whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. I don't really care one way or the other. A lot of explosions, a lot of incoherent action, and not a lot of substance and not a lot to talk about Terminator Salvation, except that it kind of stiffed. A lot of critics didn't like Night at the Museum 2, also known as Battle of the Smithsonian. I kind of did, and I kind of liked the first one. I got to confess, I thought it was rather charming. Ben Stiller once again plays this guy, Larry Daly, who is this time a former security guard at a museum, and his little friends from the first movie, the diorama figurines and the stuffed mannequins and such, are being shipped off to the Smithsonian, and the mothballs presumably will kill them all off. So Larry goes to the Smithsonian to save them, while they're an evil pharaoh from ancient Egypt, played rather disturbingly by Hank Azaria, is this pharaoh who's trying to turn all the villains of history into living beings who can help him consolidate his power. There's something about a magic golden tablet. You know, what's funny about movies, there's so many of these magic artifacts that can help you control the world. I wonder what would happen if they all got in the same room together, all the crystal skulls and golden rings that would help you rule the universe. Which of these magic artifacts would win? I don't really care much about the plot of this Night at the Museum movie. It's basically a chase movie, and it's boisterous and nonsensical and kind of silly and actually borderline stupid. What I did like in the movie were some charming special effects where the paintings and sculptures at the Smithsonian come alive, like the famous American Gothic, the farmer with the pitchfork. One of Degas' ballerina figurines comes alive. So there's some really sweet stuff that captures the magic of a museum. Museums are a place of wonder, if you remember from when you were a kid. And this movie does capture that, and that's what I liked most about it, the sort of ambiance of the museum. And there's also cameo appearances by Oscar the Grouch and Darth Vader. So there's a lot of pop culture references in this movie. Not a great movie, but a good family movie, and we haven't had good family movies this summer yet. So it snuck in and stole first place from Terminator Salvation. Next week, we've got the big family movie of the summer, probably going to be one of the biggest movies of the year, Up from Pixar. I recently had a nice chat with the director, Pete Docter, who did Monsters, Inc. It's a good movie, and I think it's going to make a ton of money, especially in 3D. We'll talk about that next week, but until then, I'll see you at the drive-in.